Imagine standing at the edge of a precipice, gazing out upon a world where the lines between right and wrong are blurred. The trolley problem, a classic conundrum in moral philosophy, presents us with an impossible choice. Should we sacrifice one life to save 5 others? But what if this dilemma is merely a reflection of our own darkest impulses? Consider the case of John Wayne Gacy, the American serial killer who murdered at least 33 young men and boys. When questioned about his actions, he claimed that his victims were like ants, insignificant in the grand scheme of things.
Personable, very friendly, but he could turn on a dime.
There is a right way, there's a wrong way, and there's my way.
Was he insane, or was he evil?
Is it possible to justify such atrocities by arguing that they're part of a larger, seemingly meaningless universe? Or do we instead condemn Gacy's twisted worldview as an affront to human decency? But what if this dilemma is merely a symptom of a deeper issue, namely, that our very perception of reality is flawed? Consider the concept of qualia, or conscious experience, which suggests that our subjective experiences are fundamentally private and irreducible to objective measurements. In the age of social media, where curated personas and manipulated images dominate our feeds, can we truly trust our own perceptions of reality? The philosopher René Descartes famously doubted everything except his own existence, saying, "I think, therefore I am." But what if our thoughts and emotions are mere constructs of our own making, and that the reality we perceive is but a faint echo of some greater unknowable truth? Take, for instance, the case of the Stanford Prison Experiment, where normal college students were randomly assigned to roles as prisoners or guards in a simulated prison environment. Within just 6 days, the guards began exhibiting sadistic behavior, while the prisoners became submissive and depressed. Is this a testament to the darker aspects of human nature? Or is it merely an illustration of our tendency to conform to social norms? In today's world, we're constantly bombarded with conflicting moral imperatives. Should we prioritize individual freedoms over collective well-being? Should we sacrifice economic growth for environmental sustainability? The trolley problem becomes a microcosm for these larger societal dilemmas. And now let's take things to the next level. Here are some open questions that will really make you think. What if you were given the power to choose who lived and who died in this world? Would you use that power wisely, or would you let personal biases and emotions guide your decisions? Can we truly say that any life has inherent value, or are some lives more valuable than others, simply because they contribute to the greater good? What if the trolley problem wasn't just about saving lives, but about creating a new reality where one person's existence is sacrificed for the benefit of many others? Would you be willing to make that sacrifice, and why? In the modern world, these questions take on even greater complexity. For instance, should we sacrifice one life to save millions from a pandemic, if that person's life is already considered less valuable by society? In the case of elderly or terminally ill individuals, would you still choose to save 5 lives if they were all strangers who meant nothing to you, but the cost of saving them would be catastrophic for the environment, in the case of climate change mitigation? As we grapple with these questions, we're forced to confront the abyss that stares back at us from the depths of our own mortality. The trolley problem becomes a mirror reflecting our darkest fears and our most profound hopes. In conclusion, the trolley problem is more than just a thought experiment. It's a reflection of our own capacity for moral complexity. By embracing the darkness within ourselves, we may yet find a glimmer of hope in this seemingly meaningless world.